Okay, today we're going to look at the contextual toolbar in Tekla Structures. If you hadn't already noticed, the contextual toolbar will pop up when you select any object in Tekla. For instance, I click on a beam here, it pops up the properties of the beam with some fields that are most commonly used. If I click on a view here, it pops up the objects or the fields relevant to the view properties. One of the most useful options is the visibility of objects types in that contextual toolbar for views. If I click on that, it brings up a list of what you can see and what's visible at the moment. So I can turn bolts and holes on and off, and it quickly switches them off there. If I zoom in, you can see there it's turned them off in the view. If I come back in here again and turn them back on again, it's all dynamic and live, so it makes it very quick and easy. We'll just zoom back out again. And the same can be said for the beam properties. If I want to change the class, I can easily just simply pick on that to change its class. I have other values here. I've got your most recently used profiles, or I can type in whatever profile type, part names, whatever in there. If I take a look at some drawings, if I bring up the drawing list, and I'll open up a drawing. One of the most useful tools inside of the drawing editor for the contextual toolbar, uses for the contextual toolbar I should say, is being able to change from relative to running dimensions quite quickly. So it's just a case of picking the dimension type you want, changing it to relative, and it changes on the fly. So it's quite dynamic. The beauty of that is it doesn't apply those settings. So as you're editing drawings, I know you're always flicking between running dimensions and relative dimensions. And applying properties, and then it's applied the wrong settings, whereas this option here just allows you to quickly and easily change it from relative to running dimensions or vice versa without having to apply any settings. Close that back out of that, and we'll go back into the modeling environment, and we'll look at customizing the contextual toolbar in here. So if I zoom in, I click on a beam here for instance, I might customize the beam properties. So to customize it, there's a little button here called customize. If you click on that, because I've got a beam selected, it's going to by default go to the beams and columns customization options. If I click that drop down there, you can see there's a range of different object types, so we can customize what parameters or fields are available for assemblies, bolts, connections, components, grids, you name it, it's pretty much here. Because I'm going to customize this, I'm going to give it a new profile name. So and this profile name is just basically a name of the customized toolbar settings, so you can remember what they are or use them. Some people will have multiple profiles set, so you can toggle between them. I'm just going to have the one, and typically you'd only probably customize the one anyway. So I've created that there. I can now come in here and turn off the fields that I don't use that often. So I might remove the rotations, just have name and profile. Probably get rid of that one and that one as well, just as some options. So it keeps it very simple. So you want this toolbar to just include the fields that you most commonly use. Not only do you have the options here, the basic parameters or basic fields of the member, we can also add macros, so you can record your own macros, or there's some here out of the box that come with Tekla, or you can record your own and add them in as well. If I scroll down further, you can also add some user-defined attributes. So one that I like to add is the swap handles tool. So I'm going to click on swap handles and click on add, and that now adds the swap handles as an option down the bottom there. Just as an example, I might, and just pick an option here, I'll just add the comment UDA as well, just so we've got a user-defined attribute to play with. So once I click on OK on that, you can see down here my contextual toolbar has changed automatically to show those new options. So to try them out, if I click on a beam, I can use the swap handles tool here. Just simply click on it, and that swap the handles around end to end. Click it again. So it saves you having to go to the component catalog, finding the swap handles tool, and then running it that way. And like I said, with user-defined attributes, you can add your own in here very quickly without having to double click on a member and go into user-defined attributes, or right clicking and getting user-defined attributes up that way. So it's a very quick way of getting into it. Now once you've made changes to the contextual toolbar, and you might want to use this in future versions of Tekla, you can copy the file around, and it's in a fairly obscure path, but the contextual toolbar is stored in that folder. It's under the app data section, so it's under your local profile. So users, your username, app data, local, Trimble, Tekla structures, the version, contextual toolbar, and then profiles. And then that's the profile that I've just made now. So you can pick up that XML file, copy that into your firm folder, and then you'll have this customized contextual toolbar available in future versions as well. You will still have to remember though to, when you start Tekla up in the next version, you'd have to remember to come into customize here and come up and select the new profile, because otherwise by default it will revert to the default profile. So you need to still do that as a process. It won't automatically adopt the profile that you've put into the firm folder. If you have any questions, feel free to drop me a line. Thanks.